Welcome back everybody to Tesla Driver. I hope you're doing very well. Today we are checking out 2020.28.2, which is another new software update. That's the third in about a week that we've had here. And this one actually included about an 8GB file for OS maps here in Europe, which means the Tesla has got better map navigation. It's got better information on where things like traffic lights are. Hopefully it'll have better knowledge as well on where like speed gates are, so when it should be changing speed and whatever. And also it'll know where junctions and roundabouts are for it to stop better, and hopefully it should just be a general better experience because it's a brand new update. Now this also does potentially mean that they are getting ready to have traffic light and stop signs stopping and starting here in the UK. And the reason for this is the traffic light update is huge. It knows the position of all the traffic lights way better, which just means it's a lot more secure and a lot more likely to get it correct on where to stop. And I think this is what we're going to see. We're actually going to see a lot of these updates very specific to where you are. So in the EU, I guess we're being kind of blanketed as one here. I definitely think the UK needs a different software to the rest of mainland EU. But it's at least an improvement to see that we're getting some different improvements over here that in America, for example, it would be kind of useless. So what we're going to test on this journey here is in a minute, this goes from a 60 to a 50-mile-an-hour speed zone. And the car has never known that. It only happened maybe a year ago, so it wasn't updated on the last software, but hopefully this new maps update should have it. I checked online and it does show that it's a 50 up here. So it should be able to figure that out with the new data, and we'll see if it's actually being implemented. Otherwise though, in all the other software updates, we've not had much information on what's changed, if anything at all. All it says is slight bug improvements, and then it also says sometimes that some of the languages have changed. One thing I have found is the cameras have been slightly buggy on the reversing camera. I actually had this where it completely kind of blanked on me for a little bit. Okay, here we go. So we're going into the 50. Sorry, I'm just cutting up here. Is it going to come down to 50? No, look at that. It's still saying it's a 60. It's not slowing us down at all. That's a real shame. I was hoping that that would have given us some new updated information on all the speed signs and what speeds roads are. But as you can see, that's not actually changed at all. Traffic lights showing up nicely and the position of them showing up well. It did, however, pick up there a red light on the right. You can go back and check that out. I'm not sure what it picked up, but I'm assuming it picked up the don't walk sign as a traffic light, which can be a little bit dangerous. So hopefully that will be resolved as well soon. So again here, as we come out the 50 into a 60, the car doesn't know it. It doesn't seem to have changed any of that information. So we'll just put it back onto 60 miles an hour ourselves. The car's been pretty good as well on autopilot this journey. I've not had anything to note that's changed. It hasn't felt any like slower or any faster. We've still got all of the UN restrictions obviously that we've got in place, and hopefully those will be lifted soon, but I'm not sure when they will. Again, we're coming into a 40, and as you can see, we're going down the hill quite fast. I really want the car to be able to slow down and go the speed that it needs to through the gate, so it should have been going 40 through the gate. But again, it doesn't seem to be slowing itself just yet. Coming up to our first roundabout now, and we'll just see how it positions where it should stop on the visualization here, and hopefully it's really accurate. Again, not slowing down as much as I'd like, but there you go, the line, yeah, looking really good. That's about the right position. And yeah, okay, so those definitely look a little bit more sturdy, whereas before they would kind of bounce around until the car found exactly where the line was, whereas that seemed a bit better. I also read recently that apparently in Germany, a court decided that autopilot cannot be advertised in the way that it currently is because it comes under as false advertising with the whole full self-drive lingo that Tesla are deciding to use. So I think that's quite interesting that some places are actually starting to say, wait, hold up, it's not doing everything that you've said it will, so we're not going to allow you to advertise it quite like you have been. You can see there, again, the car favoring the right-hand lane, definitely favoring its Americanism there on being on the right-hand side, but came to a stop nicely behind this van here. So there's no problems with that. That was quite nice. Let's turn right actually into this area, and then we can go and hopefully try some car parks. The biggest problem with Smart Summon is in this kind of scenario where a road is right next to where you're going to park, the car actually thinks you're still on that road. So what I'm hoping is maybe with this map update, with this new navigation data, it might have improved things, and hopefully now we can at least get some advanced or Smart Summon working a little bit better. So let's get my phone out. We're going to tell it to try and go as far down the car park as it can, so all the way to the right as far as possible, and let's see, will this work? Yes, here we go. It's actually going, and it is working. Hopefully this will be better than the video I did on our private land the other day. So even though we were really close there, as you saw, to the road, the car didn't have a problem with it. And there again as well, maximum distance has been reached. So that is all you can do with Smart Summon. But at least we didn't have an issue this time with the car thinking we're on the road. So maybe the car park navigation data is a bit better. Oh, that's a bit strange though. So you can see here, if I just back up, the line, oh, actually, it's gone now. The line was just there. There it is. So this junction, the line for it is here. And obviously, if this was self-driving at this point, it's not going to be able to see either way. So I was kind of expecting that to be over there. And it did think that these electric car parking bays were disabled bays. You can see that zebra crossings, oh, actually, so it did kind of show a line there for the zebra crossing, but then nothing actually, like, beyond that. It just showed a little line. But again, that is an improvement. That is something new. That corner was way too tight for it. I already kind of knew that it was going to be too tight for it. So we had to take it off. Again, is this line on point? It's a little bit off, if I'm being totally honest. Again, the placement of this line is nowhere near where the junction actually is for this roundabout. So maybe this map upgrade hasn't done anything to do with junctions or locations or anything like that. Let's see if this zebra crossing comes up at all. No, so okay, so this time the zebra crossing actually didn't show up at all. Whereas the time before, I thought maybe that's again something that they included instead of stop signs, for example, was, oh God, you actually slammed on their car, didn't you? Again, this area as well doesn't have any stopping lines for this kind of junction. This is a chicane, by the way, so yeah, it doesn't have anything for it to be able to do a chicane. Or let's see, will it push us out here for these red lights? Okay, I'm gonna bring this all the way down, okay? And because there's, oh, is it gonna push us over, or is it just gonna sit behind? This is great, I can actually try this at 5 miles an hour. Come on, car. Please do it. No, it's not going to do it, and now we've got to sit behind the red light. But anyway, that's actually shown exactly where red light shows. That is pinpoint perfect. But that definitely has nothing to do, obviously, with the map update, because this isn't on the maps, this is just random. But that's actually brilliant, exactly where the sign wants it to stop. Again, as we're coming into this 40, you can see the car's not slowing itself down at all, so I have to slow it down earlier before it. We've gone through it, and yeah, again, it's not pinpoint exactly where the sign is, but it's good enough. However, I just wanted to start reacting. Now, Elon, of course, has mentioned that a full rewrite of Autopilot should be coming very soon, within 3 to 4 months, he said. So I'm expecting maybe end of the year for Americans, maybe by April 2021 in the UK, we're going to get this big upgrade, this big rewrite. Now, I could be totally wrong. We might get it all at the same time, and I really want that to be the case, but I'm just going to hold my big bag of salt next to me just in case it doesn't go through like that. But hopefully, again, that will be able to get all the teething issues out so that it can actually genuinely drive around city streets, because of course that is what they are touting for this year. That is what they have said will be releasing this year, is full city street driving, and that is going to be the big game changer. Right, let's see how the placement for these traffic lights props up then. Is it going to be good or is it not? Let's see how close it is. Yeah, pretty much perfect. It actually kind of came and then slowly pushed itself back, but that actually was a perfect line there for the traffic lights. Now, we have got a car parked here, and I actually had this issue the other night where the car was braking so hard and slamming on because it couldn't see the corner at night, and it actually thought that car there with its brake lights on, exact same situation, it thought was on the road, so it did a lot of phantom braking. And I have seen in the comment section a lot of people mention phantom braking propping up in the more recent updates. So if you do get phantom braking, let me know in the comment section, where does it genuinely happen? For me, it used to happen a lot of bridges, behind white vans, weirdly enough. I haven't had too much of it, but I have had it when there's big buses and stuff on the other side of the road, and if they're close to our lines, it is phantom braking a little bit more. But I haven't noticed it enough that it's made it, you know, uncomfortable for me. So this VW here pulling off to the right, and we're slowing down nicely with it. Let's see how fast it's going to accelerate off after this. Oh, really slowly. I'm gonna have to accelerate because there's cars catching up behind me. That was really, really slow at accelerating off, and that's actually something that could be updated quite easily. Maybe if the car can see cars coming in the rear view camera on a 60 and you're only going 20, the car should be able to accelerate a lot faster, a lot harder, to get you out of a potentially sticky situation. Okay, so this is one part of self-drive that always impresses me. It's at the top of this hill. It's a pretty tight corner that it does. Again, we're coming into a 40, so I'm gonna have to regulate the speed down to 40 myself because the car won't do it. However, it does do this corner without problem. And I've gotta say, that feels like more G-forces than it's ever done before. It's a really fast corner that it follows, and it does it so, so well. So yeah, there again, you can see it actually highlighted that lorry and it turned it red and it started braking. So that's when it starts to panic a little bit. Again, it's gonna panic here because of that car. Oh, it's not. Oh, that was, I think it would have slammed on last second, but it seemed pretty confident that it was gonna get through there. So let's have a look at this. So we have to stop at this roundabout, which is perfect. Is that line? Well, okay, so that line was actually perfect. That really was a perfect stop line. And maybe that's because actually we were going slower up to it. It was able to do it. That potentially could be the difference. Again, there, slight phantom braking for that car, but it was okay in the end. That guy just went straight through a red light. We literally just saw him go straight through that red light, which is awful. But is this the correct stop? Yes, it is. That's a really good stop, right where we want it to be. And there, red light, orange light, green light, brilliant to show it. Then again, around these corners, it has gone a little bit skew if here sometimes where the lines disappear. How's it gonna do this time? Really well, really nicely, just took the corner perfectly. So there we are, everybody. That is 2020.28.2. Not a huge update, nothing that I've actually been able to notice and see any difference on. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section about all of these updates that keep on coming out. Were you hoping for more, or do you not mind the fact that there's all these little updates? I kind of wish the updates where there wasn't a big improvement for the user to see or the user to notice, for it to almost just do it, you know, in background, so you don't even notice. I wish there was a setting to turn that on, because I get way too excited when I get a notification on my phone saying there's a software update, because I expect something big and I expect something huge. So maybe we can have some kind of quiet updates that you don't need to accept. You can just allow automatic small bug fixes and things like that, and the car will do it just itself overnight and you don't have to worry about it. I don't know, maybe that's just me getting a bit excited, but that's what I think. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, drive safe.